So the next step I did in my process here, as you can tell, it's a process. So it's not like as if I created something and boom, it's done. I've now been playing with this probably for about an hour, give or take, but I take that information and I copied it and pasted it and I said, chat, here's Claude's version of the post. What do you think? It went back through and said, sure, please go ahead and upload and paste it. So I went ahead and just plopped it in. I uploaded it. There's the post. This Claude's version of the post is very conversational, scroll stopping, personally driven. Here's a breakdown of what works and where you might blend the style with the current post to make it even stronger. Now it's suggesting about blending both the Claude version and the ChatGPT version together. And it's now collaborating with the two AIs, working in a multimodal mode. So what works well, but could be refined or merged, and a suggested strategy. Now, at this point, it hasn't done it. I now tell ChatGPT, yes, merge them for a LinkedIn post. And it plopped it in here. This is the version that Chat came up with. As you can tell, it's got a lot of the emojis. I'm not going to walk you through all of it. It kind of gives you an idea of what it looked like. And then once I was happy with it, I asked it to create both a Facebook, Instagram reel, and a YouTube post version of it. I'm a LinkedIn first person. When I say that is some of you probably write content individually for all the different platforms out there, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Depending upon who your audiences are, those make a lot of sense. My audience really lives in the LinkedIn world. That's who I want to communicate first to. I work on a LinkedIn first strategy in all of my content development and creation. I also work in a YouTube video strategy with this. You can tell that this will end up being on YouTube when we get done and posted on LinkedIn. And then it will also be shared with Facebook and with Instagram. And when I say because I've got the content created. Makes it a little bit easier. It's not a big driver for me, probably my mistake strategically, but that's kind of a decision that I've made. It coughs out the Facebook, coughs out the Instagram, and it puts together the YouTube. Like I said, I had a lead magnet in here. So I dropped the lead magnet in earlier into one of my earlier conversations with Chat and with Claude, and it brings it back up. After I got done working with it, I took the version from Claude and I wanted to drop it into Chat and get Chat's idea of what it thought would work. I said, Chat, here's Claude's version of the post. What do you think? I just pasted it right into the conversation down here where it says ask anything. I dropped it in and boom, it brought back Claude's version of the post. It talked about it very conversational, scroll stopping, personally driven, here and break down what works and what doesn't. Let's talk about the very conversational, scroll stopping, and personality driven. Claude does a really good job of picking up tone and picking up what the tone and the brand voice you have is. And I've talked about it in the past. I write in a California style, and you can dial that in from either a 1 to a 10. You could probably dial in from a 1 to 100 too, and get really fine at that. But I use in that range from 1 to 10. I usually dial my stuff in depending upon who I'm talking to and what the conversation is, anywhere from a style of about a 6 to a 7.5, depending upon what that is. Most of my posts are about 6.5 to a 7, depending upon what the content is and what I want to get across. It understands my style, my tone, my personality, and then it writes for me, pulls it together, and then it walked me through what worked well, what could be refined or merged, and then it gives me a suggested strategy of what we want to look at. So it didn't do the merging yet. I told it, go ahead and merge them both for a LinkedIn post. When I talk about merge them both, merge both the ChatGPT version and the Claude version together. And now we're getting the two AIs to work multimodal together. And this is one of the strategies I use to create strong content and create it quickly. Just imagine if you were to give one article idea to one person in your office and that same idea to someone else in your office and said, write this for me. And then taking their ideas and you as a third person pulling it together. Now that's what I'm acting as. So instead of having the two individuals in my office, because I got a huge marketing team of one, which is me, and pull that content creation together using the different models. Makes a lot of sense. If you're not using Gen AI in this way, you're missing out on a great opportunity to improve what you do. I said merge them together for the LinkedIn post. It put it together here. It talks about the plot twist, gives us the story, showed you what the canvas looks like. It tells me how it edited the post, successfully merged them, combined them, bold conversation. I asked it now to create the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube posts. I lived in a LinkedIn first world. And when I say that, most of my clients live on LinkedIn. I want to write in towards the LinkedIn post first. And then I just post into Facebook and Instagram because I can. And then I also have a YouTube strategy. So YouTube is part of my video content strategy and part of the Next Leap Academy and the Next Leap webinar series. There's a specific strategy I have for my video content. But here's what it did for me. Plopped them out, read through them. One of the things that I did earlier that I didn't show you is these ended up being a lead magnet for me. So I actually put the lead magnet into the content that I was writing before I dropped it back in to Claude and into Gemini. And when it recreated the post, it actually created the live link. I just tap on this, and what you can see is it took me over to my website or the lead magnet to have people drop in their information and to get the top 10 AI prompt strategies for dental marketing. You can tell this is ready to go. So this was the final of how this came together. Was this the complete article as you see it here? No. I still went in before I posted it into my CMS system, my content management system, and scheduled those posts. I still went in and did some minor tweaks before those posts hit out. But as you can tell, by now, I'm 99% complete. I've now been working with this for probably 2 hours, where in the past, this same type of content would have taken me 2 to 3 days to put together. Am I cheating? If you call being faster, quicker, and more accurate cheating, then yes. If you call it being smart and strategic about how I use my time and how I focus and how I help create better content, and I'm able to post more frequently to get brand awareness, top of funnel awareness, and bring my clients through the funnel process, then I'm being both strategic, smart, and quick, and keeping things fresh. If you have any other questions, please look at the other videos I have on the Next Leap Academy. Look for our next post, look for our next information. And if you want to talk directly, send me a direct message, send me an email to mhefner@newparadigm.com. Be happy to schedule a quick conversation with you and just talk about how I use this. No sales fluff, no push. I'm here to help. I love mentoring and I enjoy helping other people understand the power of generative AI. Guys, go out and make it a great day.